continue. Let me share the screen.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, madam.
Yeah, hi, sir. Good evening. Very good evening to all. Can you hear me? I
Yes,
mean, I'm audible.
you're audible.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity. And first of all, I would like to congratulate the company and the CEO and founders, Harsha sir, you and Rijwan sir, and to all of the team. It's a very big thing and a wonderful product which we are going to launch today. And I just want to give a brief introduction about the nutrigenetics, what exactly we are going to do and how we are going to sum up all the genetic information as the Sai has summed up. You already have given a vast and very good information and a detailed description of the product along with the Juan sir also introduced. So I just want to give a small presentation on this nutrigenetic just in the language of a layman so that everyone can understand it. So I'm going to share the screen. Please let me know if the PPT is, is it visible to, is it okay, sir?
Yes, madam.
So I will start it. It's about the nutrigenetics. Basically, the nutrigenetics, in a nutshell, we can say that it is the science of identifying the gene variants, as Dr. Sai Babu has already, and you also explained about the gene variation. These are the small alterations in the genetic code or the DNA, which are associated with inter-individual. That means there is a person-to-person difference in the response to nutrients, and which may also lead to the development of some disease states like obesity is related to hypertension and further cardiovascular diseases, and therefore we can predict the overall health outcome with the help of nutrigenetics. So it's basically a gene diet that is a healthy way. Just like a tailor which cuts and customizes our clothes, it is the same way we are tailoring your diet or nutrition according to your genetic makeup, and it is a very scientific proved way to avoid many diseases and to accommodate a very good healthy lifestyle. And we can predict a n number of diseases with the help of this genetic information, and really it's amazing. The best thing is that gene thing that you have introduced, and it is like a customized diet, so that is based on nutrient gene interaction. How we also know how the gene alter a phenotype in response to a new diet or nutritional component. So the better, what are the benefits of this nutrigenetics test what we are going to provide? We can better understand the mechanism which are involved in the nutrition. Whatever food we are eating, we are just eating. Some can eat more, some can eat less, some become fatigued, and some take more cups of coffee. So all these information is summed up in our genes. I mean, why we are prone to having all these our modification or changes regarding the nutritional uptake. So it increases our awareness to the risk of certain conditions, for example, diabetes, obesity, and it improves the health as well as your quality of life. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said, "Leave your medicines or the drug in the chemist's ward if you can heal the patient with the help of food only." So, as Dr. Sai Babu already described about the gene, it's the physical unit of heredity which is passed from one parent to the next generation or the offspring. And these are the, or what you can say, these are the alpha, just like we are typing a word and we get the typological errors or like vocal errors. So these are the just typo same like the alphabetical errors, like the purine and pyrimidine bases ATGC they pair in the DNA strand. So these are the variations in the DNA which results the change to the structure and function of the ultimately protein. The people who are aware of all this, they might be knowing, or in a layman language, just an alphabetical error which totally changes the sense or the meaning of the protein which is formed after the DNA. It gets transcribed into this. So the nutrition, basically, it's the nutritional intervention. What we are going to use all this genetic information and the interpretation and the analysis, depending upon person to person, it uses a glimpse of the genetic data, which provides the complete information about the health and overall performance, just like athletic performance, as you have already summed up a very good example of Amir Khan, you have already provided. So all this information, I mean, it is summed up with the help of all these nutritional genetics. I'm just summing a few traits which we have involved in this amazing product, the wonderful gene thing product. For example, the obesity. Maximum of the people in the US and also in the, I mean, in India also, it's a very dramatic public health problem. The excessive body fat is resulting from an imbalance of energy intake. We keep on eating, and we have a food carving or something like that, and we are prone to having junk food. And we are like physical activity is very less. That time we are obese. We become obese, and the gene which is mainly is responsible for this is FTO gene, which regulates the food intake, and it is basically the fat mass and obesity associated protein, I mean gene, which is associated with obesity, with the lifestyle factors. If we improve our lifestyle factors and we customize our diet with the help of this, the whatever the gene thing is providing, and I mean we can customize with the help of a nutritionist, and we follow all the advices provided by the product report. This way definitely modulate the obesity risk related to this gene variant. And this is not that I'm saying or someone else is saying. This has been scientifically already proved that there are certain gene variations or the SNPs are there. For example, in the FDA, this is a very good paper which is published previously in Nature Genetics, and it has shown that there is a association of this FTO with the help with childhood obesity and severe adult obesity. So the gene diet interaction, basically there is a, for example, I have just given a small example. What I said is the alphabetical error, this SNP is there. If we genotype the individual, however, this gene variations may differ from one place to another. For example, in India, some people might have developed this SNP and their obesity. They may become obese, but in some other country, they may have some other type of variation with this SNP. So, in Asians, basically, it has been seen that individuals bearing the risk genotype, I mean this AA, if they get, they weigh around 3 kg more than which are having the another TT, and they are 1.7-fold higher risk of obesity developing than those which are carrying, which do not carry the risk allele TT. So in this case, this is the risk genotype, that is the AA. Just for example, so what we do, we provide the nutrigenetic interventions with the help of this gene thing, that wonderful product, and we customize the diet as per your genetic makeup. We also suggest the exercise also, and all this you can get in your report. I mean, just it's a brief thing, but I'm going to tell. And another example is of caffeine metabolism. Coffee, soft drinks, and other things which we take, they are rich in caffeine, and it is one of the most, I mean, these are the stimulants which are used worldwide. However, the increased risk of myocardial infection and hypertension are linked with the functional variant of one of the metabolizing enzyme, that is called as cytochrome P450-1A2, CYP1A2 in short, and this basically metabolize caffeine, and the SNP, this one is it may leads to the poor metabolizer, and these poor metabolizer, that means they are very slow metabolizers, they do not metabolize, so they may have one coffee and may have 10 cup of coffees in a day. So I mean, it's very risky condition, and they may develop myocardial infarction and hypertension. So the intervention is, again, we have to go for the customized or the personalized diet with the help of this nutrigenetic analysis. So here I have summed up this caffeine, how it is related. See, this CYP450, the inducibility of the enzyme is varied by this restriction site, or this is the SNP. And here, this may raise the BP, or it may also leads to, but it has been seen that in some cases it may also reduces the risk of some cancer, but to a very less extent. And also, it is also very protective in case of Parkinson disease, but there are very rare studies in the literature available. Already, Harsha sir has mentioned about the lactose intolerance in our panel, and For just to sum up, the symptoms are cramping, abdominal bloating, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea. I mean, the people who are having this lactose intolerance, they are not able to digest the milk or the milk product, and within the 30 minutes or like routinely, they are not able to. They develop all these symptoms. Lactase, as we know, is an enzyme which digests the milk produced in our body when we are infant, but and it enables to digest the milk. Most of us have become lactose intolerant as we grow and reach into our teens. The main reason behind this, many people don't know actually, but this is a very, the people are having this condition in India. It's a very common problem, and they develop the intolerance because of the SNP found in the mini chromosome maintenance 6 MCM6, which regulates the production of the digesting enzyme, that is lactase, and it is a hereditary condition inherited from the previous generation. So coming to the intervention, what we do, we swap the dairy products which are rich in the having the high amount of lactose with the one that have very low amount of lactose. And the nutrigenetics test is particularly advised to determine whether or not you are lactose intolerant. Coming to the salt intolerance, for example, the salt, or what we call as sodium chloride, as we know, it's one of the main electrolyte and keeps the physiological balance. It is helpful for the nervous conduction and other for the muscle system. This provides the sodium ions. There are two genes. The variation in AGT, angiotensinogen, and SGT1, serum and glucocorticoid regulated kinase A receptor genes. This may lead to the salt sensitiveness and also the intolerance depending upon the genotype what the people get, and also may lead to hypertension, which is a major risk factor for cardiovascular disease and stroke. So the nutrigenetic test and the less intake of salt is advised in this case. The intervention is also coming to the hair. When we come to our aesthetics, this thing, and so the hair, for example, the hair color and hair texture and thickness of the hair, there are certain genes, and the variation of these genes like EDAR, FGFR2, and MC1R, and many others are there which are related with the variations in we get the different type of hair color and thickness, and also some disease conditions. So the intervention is nutrigenetic plus diet in vitamins, biotin, as suggested by the professional nutritionist from our side. So coming to the take-home message, my take-home message is please pay attention to your nutrition or the food, and tailor your food. The one size does not fit for all, because the genomic background will have to identify the responders to the food and also other compounds. And it is more is always not better. Energy intakes and expenditures are linked to health, so we have to pay the utmost care. And this is as already Sai also said, that this is once in a lifetime opportunity, and the DNA is the blueprint of life. Whatever is there, it's like your janam kundli, and you will get the whole information of your nutrition and health. I mean, it's very amazing product. So basically what we do in a nutshell, we will provide a customized nutrition report and health benefit by using genetic analysis. After collecting the sample, as you have seen already in the video given by Harsha sir, interpreting it with the help of an algorithm prepared by a panel of scientific advisors and experts, and counseling via an experienced professional like nutritionist. So coming to the future of the personalized nutrition, it's not right now, but it will come one day. I mean, you'll get the whole genetic makeup in a chip, and then you will insert in there just like a machine. ATM is there, and you will get the genotype and your all lifestyle things in that, just like we get the account balance from the debit or debit card. So you will get your genotypes and all the information, what you have to eat, what you not have to eat. So please eat right for your genotype. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for having this.
Thank,
I mean,
thank you,
this.
Vandana ji. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your amazing presentation.